Good afternoon. Not quite as intimidating as we look when we're sitting up there on our judicial thrones, are we? We're hoping that this afternoon will be a good exchange between you and us, and hopefully we can listen to some of your experiences, if you've had them, pleasant or otherwise, at the SCA. But I thought what we do is, if some of what we say sounds patronizing or even condescending, please forgive us, because we experience the kind of lapses that we're going to be talking about and we're going to warn against. So we are hoping to do a sort of song and dance act. I'm glad to see, I saw Jeremy Gauntlet here a short while ago. Where is he? Chris Loxton, who will probably, because we're of the same vintage, they're a little slightly older than I am.
And much older than I am.
Well, I thought that one of the things I'd like to start with is something that Bob Nugent, some of you might know. Bob was very unforgiving in very many ways, didn't suffer fools. He was an incredibly sharp mind. But Bob's constant refrain and his constant frustration used to be about how people thought that when they were in court, it was time to rehearse their cases, when in fact they should have done it before. And I think that the difference might be between your generation and ours is that in the old days, and Chris, you'll remember this, advices and evidence were almost stock in trade. It's the thing you did. So right at the beginning, you'd provide an advice and evidence. Make you think a little bit about the case that you were presented with, where the onus lay, what the pleadings were, what evidence you should prepare for, what it should look like down the road. And so some of the things we're going to be talking about are specific to the SCA. Some of the things we're going to be talking about relate to advocacy in general. And if you think we're being too kind of pedantic and perhaps even sermonizing, forgive us, but we think it's necessary. So that's my introduction to begin with. Perhaps Nathan would like to say something.
Yeah, my introduction is perhaps slightly different. And it's perhaps a slightly different vantage point. Now, Justice Harms was asked to write a 2,000 word article for The Advocate entitled, "What Irritates Judges?" And he commenced the article in typical Harms fashion, saying 2,000 words when the answer is to be found in one. Lawyers. Except, of course, I suppose the quick retort from lawyers would be, John Mortimer's Rumpel is once reported to have said, if you're no good at the bar, they make you a judge. But what I think we plan on doing is, my friend and colleague will kick off, deal with aspects, and I will sort of chip in from time to time